Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Project AlFa. And today we have a very special guest, Emily Bölk. Woo. I never know if I say your name right. Should I say with a Bölk? Never say it. How is it the right way?
No, never.
I can never say the
Bölk.
How
Okay, yeah, it's special. Bölk.
Yeah,
Emily Bölk. Okay.
we're
I never
fine.
thought
Emily
about my
Bölk.
name.
No, you can try. You can try again.
But every time it's the same, like Emily Bölk.
Oh, that's
No.
beautiful. That's beautiful.
So yeah, Emily Bölk, and we're very excited because, as most of you know, Emily is German, and she started in Buxtehude, where she played most of her time in Germany. She had a little adventure in Denmark with 14 years old in Viborg Academy, and then she came back to Buxte, played a couple of years in Thüringer. With Corona time, it was not full season, but then she traveled to Hungary, where she's now still playing in FTC. Hardy, how do you say Ferencváros? Yeah, is there some
Ferencváros, yes,
Yeah.
or Fradi, yeah, like
Yeah,
nickname,
Fradi.
yes.
And
True.
yeah, also national team and now co-captain of the national team. So a lot of achievements already at such a young age, and we're very excited for this conversation. And thank you for having us.
Yeah,
being
thank
with
you
us,
so
right?
much. Yeah, thank you for the invitation. Yes, I'm looking forward.
So my first question for you is, how was Emmy as a little girl?
Oh, I think actually I was like a nice child, so I didn't make too many problems for my parents. Yes, but I really love to be outside playing with my friends. We had a garden that was, of course, really nice to also play with the ball from from little age onwards. And yes, actually, as long as I can remember, I had the handball in my hands. So this is really how I was. I think funny, with a lot of energy and cute, of course.
So your mother is one of the best handball German players ever. So how do you deal with that?
Actually, it was never like really hard, or I didn't felt really a lot of pressure on my shoulders. I really enjoyed actually being like the child of a not famous, but a good former handball player. And I also enjoyed when I was a child being in the handball hall and, getting the atmosphere, playing with the ball when my mom had training and my parents needed to catch me and grab me to bring me home because I just wanted to stay. So, yes, actually, it's also nice, I think, to have the opportunity to talk really about handball as a topic, like having experts on your side if you want to, of course. Sometimes it's also annoying, but I think that they already know me when I really want to talk about something. They can also understand they were in the same situation, especially my mom, of course, with also a long time playing for the German national team. So actually, it's cool, I think, to have a family like this. Yes.
You don't feel the pressure?
No, of course, it was always like a big goal for me to follow the path of my mom, maybe because in the office room of our house at home, my mom had her medal from the World Championship victory, and it was, as a child, of course, it was like golden and yeah, oh my God. And I think it's like this big. It's this big really because it's like wood and inside there's a golden plate. So that's kind of special. And of course, I really love to play with it. So yeah, that's kind of special. What I always remember that I also wanted to be as good as her and have the same experiences. And of course, would be nice also to win the World Championship. Well, what can I say? Yeah, but no, actually, I just felt the support always from my parents. So from growing up, like I don't know, when you start handball, I started with 4, but when you start also traveling to some outside matches and something like this, they always traveled with us and went to all the matches, and still they love to come also when we play in other countries. So it's really nice. Yes.
That's amazing to see, because most of the time I was trying to think about examples like that, that the parents were big players in the sport, in any sport, and that the son or daughter that comes after follows the path and has success, because there's a lot of stories that people break under that pressure, and you are a good example that it can be done, and it needs to be really well managed, because from what you're saying, having your parents always around and helping you and being there for you can go both ways, right? You could have felt like, okay, it's too much, like I can't turn off handball in my life, it's just everywhere all the time so much. But it's so nice to see that you could actually take it in a good way. So you never felt that it was, at any moment, you never felt, okay, I need a break from this, I need my space, I need something like that?
Actually, I cannot remember a situation like this. Of course, there are also days like, oh my God, I just cannot, I don't want to go to training or something like this, but it's in every life, in every situation, in every job. So it's just normal, I think, that you have good and bad days. But no, of course, when you really want to go deep into the topic, you can go crazy, because when the media also starts with, oh my God, she's like the daughter from, or now she is following her path. She's also in the national team now. There's so much focus, so much pressure. But actually, I always try to don't care about them, or not to focus too much, because on the one hand side, they push you so much when you have like nice matches and you have a nice phase in your career and you're playing so well. And when you have bad matches, then sometimes you can also just be dropped. So I just always try to just focus actually on me, and just, I have my goals. I know when I had a good match or a bad match, or I, for example, talk to my mom or something like this. So I think it's nice when you have like a good, safe surrounding and can focus on the basics, on the main things. Yes.
And now you feel you are Emily Bölk or Andeas Bölk daughter?
Actually, I ever felt like this, that I'm the own person. I have my own path, and my own career, if you want to say like this. I think also when you hear people talking about my way of playing handball, and they also knew my mom as a handball player, it's funny, because they say how we run looks totally the same, but that the way of playing is different. A bit different. So she was also more a playmaker, like really playing for others, and I'm also and I'm also, of course, a shooter. Maybe I have also too much from her, that I sometimes like more to play the pass instead of searching for my own chance. But I also like it. I like to have like complex, yes, and a complete way of playing handball, also in front and defense and everything like this. So yes, but of course I tried always to do my own thing in this way.
That's really cool. So then when you were very happy in Buxtehude. I think everyone knows your home is Buxtehude and your handball heart is Buxtehude. And then you had the experience in Denmark in Viborg's academy. Do you want to explain a little bit how that happened and how that was for you?
Yes, actually, that was something like I had my mom's way as a as a ideal way of developing and as a handball player, because my parents and also the parents of my best friend, they were together in Rostock, so in the DDR when Germany was still divided, were on the handball like academy, how do you want to say? So they lived there, they went to school there, played handball there. So it was a really nice time, and always they told us what they did, and in the night they break out and they weren't allowed to come back, and because nobody needed to know, and so it was really funny, and of course a really nice time and an important time of their life for their personality, but also for developing as handball players. And so my best friend and me, we were always talking like, oh my God, it would be so nice if when we were really little, like when in Buxtehude, there would be also like this kind of academy where we could live and something like this. And then when we grow up, Heike Axmann, so the mom of my best friend, she was also working as handball coach for the German Federation. So she also knew a lot of youth players and also some who were in Viborg in this handball academy, or before it was like handball college, I think. And then we thought, okay, it's so nice because if we would try something like this, we could go to a foreign country. So we could have like this experience what our schoolmates had when they went 1 year to America or New Zealand or Australia or something like this. Because when you really want to follow handball on a professional way, you have actually no time to go to countries like this.
Yeah.
So we thought about, okay, Denmark, okay, which country would you think about when you think about nice handball? I think Denmark is one of them. So it would be great for handball, of course. There's this opportunity. This academy is also well known. So a lot of people always already have been there, and they were really happy about the time there. And yes, we could go also to school there. We won't miss anything. And have these experiences in another country. And then it was like really fast. Like Heike said, okay, should we try it? And we said like, oh my God, yes, let's do it. Then my mom went with us to Viborg, and we had like 2-3 probation days, how do we say? So we had like some trainings with them and looked around how they lived there, how was the structure, the system, how far is the school, and so on. And we really liked it. And of course, the Danish culture is also cool. It's nice. And then we decided to go there. And yeah, it was quite in a young age, but it was really a cool time.
So why'd you stay only 1 year?
It's a bit hard to say because they also asked us both to stay there, and I also really thought about it. But then I thought, okay, when I don't want to miss too much time in school, so I also want to finish, then I need to stay there at least 3 years to finish my school in Denmark. And then I thought, okay, 3 years is quite a long time. And I also had a really good team in Buxtehude in the youth. So we were also quite successful the years before. And our big dream was like becoming German champions in the youth age. And then that was the main reason why I decided to go back, because also the team I had in the youth, I was really lucky because from really small age, we went together to the upper teams, and then we just went back, and it was also a good decision. So I was really happy, but actually that was the reason why I didn't stay longer in Denmark.
So it was hard to go as a young girl, but you had your best friend. So maybe it was you just remembered as a really nice time. How was it? Because if I think about a young girl, like a 14-year-old, moving away to another country, to another school, to everything, it must be hard, but you probably didn't feel alone because you had your best friend, right?
Yes, of course. That was like always the joker, the joker card you could play. But actually, when we went there, we decided from the beginning that we won't go together in one room, so that we want to have a Danish roommate.
Yeah.
So we learn faster the language, and we click more with the other culture, and just having a faster integration, hopefully. And it worked really well. So the language was like this when I compare it now with Hungarian, because it's so
not
tough.
even close.
Yeah.
Like us learning a Latin language, you go like this. But if you're learning like a German, for me, that it's another family of language, it's so hard. Yeah, I can imagine. And Hungarian is one of the hardest, right? They say.
I feel like this. Yes, I'm now in my 3rd year learning, and I think it's going well. It's okay. The people here really appreciate it, that you at least try, and all the things around handball. I think it's going fine. But as I said, when I'm comparing it with my time in Denmark, I could speak fluently after 3 months, and you can just not compare it. But of course, also, as you said, the languages are much more
Yeah.
similar, Danish and German, than Hungarian is.
Yeah. So you talked about your youth in Germany, and also in national team you were very successful with awards and titles, and I think I can talk the final with against Romania, I think, in the World Championship, I guess. Yes. So
Yes.
you had this very successful path in handball in Germany. Can you tell us about how does it work with national team and handball in general for the youth stages of handball in Germany?
Yes, of course. So as Germany is a quite big country, I would say, and we have like, yeah, I think more than 16, but it's like separated in these extra states we have in Germany. You start there with like handball teams. I played for Hamburg, for example, and then there are like tournaments. Then you play against each other, and the coaches from the German Federation watch you and decide if you can come to the next national team week or something like this. And actually, when I was in Denmark, I got the first invitation for the older generation, so 2 and 1 year older than me. And I was totally in shock because I didn't expect it, of course. But this is when my national team time in the youth started. And then, yeah, it was really fast. In the same year, then we had the first European Championship, which was a bit disappointing. But the year after, as you said, in Macedonia, we won the silver medals. And that was, of course, super cool because this is what I think you play in a flow, so it's it's of course crazy times, but it was a nice memory. And yes, then you continue, of course, also in the junior national team, and there I just played the European in Spain, and then I was called for the senior national team, which was also a shock in the first place. Because they said I should join the senior national team instead of playing the last World Championship in Russia, I think it was this time. And I was totally in shock because I turned 18, so I planned my big birthday party. I couldn't join, and we also had the Final Four in the U18 team with Buxtehude, which was at the same time like the senior national team week, but there I could go, but it was like really, it was not like, oh my god, it just happened what I ever dreamed of. It was like, oh my god, no, it's too early,
Timing.
Yeah, the timing is not good. Yeah, but of course now it's just great that I had the opportunity to so early to experience this, and you can just grow up with it. But yes, it was just like crazy. Yeah,
Fast. But it's because I've been in Germany for some years now, and I can kind of see your development also. And I can say that in Germany, it's been always like known that you are the next big talent of the national team since you were young, and since you started showing in the, like you said, the next generation of national team every time. How did you take that? Because like you said, also the media has been saying it, and like you've, since a young age, since you're like 17, 18, you've been having this people expect something of you to be the next big thing for national team. Did you ever feel that was a weight on you?
I think in sometimes, of course, you need to find a way to deal with it. But I think as I grow up with it, I think also, of course, because my mom was a great player, my dad also. So it's also like I'm coming from a handball family, so it's a nice history to tell,
Yeah.
And also my grandma or my grandpa, they were also professional players, not one handball, one football. So, but it's like, yeah, they always ask, is it in your genes, and how is it in a family like this and something like this. So I don't know it differently. It's not like on one hand, boom, the newspapers came and asked me anything. It's just like I grew up with it, so it was not normal, but I think you just learn to deal with it and don't focus too much on this, just having fun on the court and doing what your stuff, you know. And this what was working well, I guess. So
it's so crazy when you speak about your grandparents. Like I've had that also with my Scandinavian friends when they start saying, like, I have a friend that says, I'm a goalkeeper because my mother was a goalkeeper and my grandma was a goalkeeper, so it's just like our family of goalkeepers. And when I think about it, my grandparents, they didn't even have time to have a hobby, and then it's so different culture, so different like levels of quality of life, just to be able to have grandparents that played a sport and they were actually professional at it. That your grandparents were professional, right? So they got paid to play.
Actually, they also they were also in Rostock on this sports academy where my parents went. So
that's
it's
so
really
crazy for us. It's like 3 generations ago already had sports developed in that stage. Like that's also why we want to do this, to talk a lot with other people and other cultures, to try and learn how it is in other countries, so that Portugal keeps developing, because right now it's still very small-minded in sports, especially just like football. Of course, it's one thing, but the rest of the sports are not even close. And like you said, in Germany, you had big sports academies, especially the ones with the influence from DDR, the Russia side, because of the Russian way of thinking, or the DDR way of thinking about sports and the structure. So I felt that a lot in Thüringen, when you have that side, the East Germany, that has this type of internats and handball schools. How can you explain a little, because I was there, but I wasn't in the process, of course. How does it work in East Germany with these internats? I know that some girls can have like a full scholarship or a paid from the state when they are good players and they can come there and live there. And then some girls only have half of the, like, depending on the level, if you're a national team or regional national team or stuff like that. Do you know how it works?
I don't think that you get money paid, or that you get
the
paid
school is paid for you. I mean that they pay you don't have to pay to go to the school, you don't have to pay to live there, or you need to pay just half of it. I remember in Thüringen there was girls that had everything paid, and because they were in the regional national team or something like that, and other girls they were prospects, so maybe they would be in the future, so they only had half a scholarship. You know what I mean?
Okay. Actually, this I can't really say, because I was on a like normal school. So I really had struggled with the combining school and handball together, especially when I started to play in the Bundesliga. But there are like some academies in Germany, but I'm not really sure how it's about the money. But this is, I think, really cool, and how it should be, that school and handball is combined, that you don't need to struggle. Oh my God, how I should do the homework. Oh my God, I need to the youth national team, but I have also exam. How can I do it? So in some cities and clubs, they have like nice reglaments, how do you say, nice corporations with schools, or they own the school, or the teachers are the coaches. So sometimes I had also teammates in the youth or junior national teams who wrote some exams on the national team week, you know? So sometimes I don't know if I would prefer this, if I'm sure, if I'm, but there are some different possibilities in Germany. So it's not like you decide to follow the handball way, or you try to become a professional handball player, that you go on the academy and then it's like this and this. It's different depending on where you live and which club you are playing. But I hope, of course, that we come to this point that it's gonna be easier to combine both careers. So that would be nice.
I think it's still very much about the states, right? The East Germany is still a little bit more about this influence, like we said. And
they have more the systems.
Some more systems still in place, and some more kind of internats working. And it's still, you can still see the difference from one side to the other in some things, right?
Sometimes yes, but actually when I now think about it, I think it's just Leipzig.
Yeah.
And maybe, I don't know really if Magdeburg still has this kind of academy. But I know they also had.
Tübingen
Yes,
because Gonzalo
yes.
was working there also, yeah.
Yes, that's
So
true also.
I think Nuremberg also had something like that. Not sure.
Yeah. I'm also not sure. And sometimes it's also just for boys. On the other hand, it's more for girls, like in Blomberg, Bensheim, Buxtehude tries also to offer more things like this, also apartments for the young players and something like this. So I think they want to, but of course it's also a financial question.
Sure.
So that's the reason why it's not in the whole country that works like this. It's financial only.
Yeah.
I think so.
No idea. But Germany is divided in states. Every state can decide their own rules, so it's really hard to govern like the whole country, right? It's about
in some points it's good this way, but in other points it would be easier to have a different system, of course. But I would say, of course, when we would get more, or Germany would get more money or put more money in sports, I can say, then it would be, of course, easier to educate more professional coaches, to have more people who are really focusing on becoming coaches, or to really can follow the path because there's money inside, So
actually,
but
I wanted to sorry.
No,
I wanted to ask you about that. If you could explain how it works for national team, because in Portuguese national team we get money for the day from the state, from the federation. The federation gets support from the state, and the federation pays us when we are in national team. But in Germany, it doesn't work like that, right? You have an association that's is it private? I don't even know. It's a separate thing from the DHB, from the German handball federation, that helps the players with money for being in national team, right? So you don't get anything, or you don't get monetary help from the federation, right?
I think now for 2 years we get like also daily money from the federation. So that changed again, but there was a time where the German team didn't get anything. But yes, it's called Sporthilfe, so it's like a foundation, I think. Also working together with the government in Germany, they get a bit money, but also of course from companies, and it's the main part from companies. So, and they don't only support handball, but all the sports who are not like rich from what they are doing. So like football players are not inside, or tennis, I think also not. But all the rest in Germany, we say like Randsportarten, so the sports who are like a bit outside, Yes. So yes, they're like, I think, it depends on how good results you are on international level, and then they decide how many places you have as federation. Then you pick the players who should be in this circle to get support. Yes, but there are also some other things they also do for studying, some support, or if you need any I don't know, help for this school or something. So it starts also in the youth national team already.
That's really cool.
Yes. So it's really, or something like I'm wearing glasses, so my contact lenses I can order from sponsors from them. So it's cool. They have really a lot of exclusive offers for the sports athletes who are supported by them. So it's nice, and it's really helpful, yes, to try to focus on the sports way, yes.
Men and women?
Yes, but I think, for example, in Germany, the men handball players are not in this,
because they're already in another step.
Yes. because they get better money in Germany. I think this was also the reason why for some time the German Federation didn't get or didn't pay daily money for the women's side, just for the men's, because the women got from the Sporthilfe. But now it's like they have the goal of equal pay, so they want to develop, and of course we also want to fight for this. Of course, mostly on the court, that we show that we are as good as them or just deserve the same treatment, I would say. And but that's the way the society is developing.
Yes, unfortunately. So at 20 years old, you moved to Ringer, and you had your first professional experience. How did you feel there? What was the biggest challenge you faced there?
First of all, this was, of course, really exciting because I owned my first flat, or not owned, I rented my first flat there, and living alone and buying all the new furniture and something like this. The first big move, it was really cool. Also, the first season we played Champions League there. It was my first year on this level, and also on national level was really great. We just I think we were second on the league, but just because of 11 goals or something like this. So that was actually 7, even more disappointing. But we won the cup, so that was also a crazy final. So really, really nice memories actually. But the toughest challenge, I think, was really the Champions League, because Herbert Müller, so the coach and Terze, he always told us it's totally another level. You need to be focused. 100% is not enough. You really need to be there, and we need also to train like this. And and I thought like, we are ready, no problem, like this. And then the first matches, oh my God,
was
really,
it
oh my God, it was. I think yes.
It was just one round, or?
I don't know. I think it was group phase also, but we really, I don't know, but it was really like we lost like really bad.
I saw that it was against Podravka Vegeta, and you lost that round, and then you didn't go through.
But no, we also played in Krim, for example. There we also lost really bad.
First, and then.
And I also played against FTC, for example.
In the first year in Thuringen. Well, maybe I just saw that. Maybe that was just the first game, and then you played the rest of the.
Maybe we had we had a really bad time at home. I think we were really surprised, and then the away match was better. I don't know. But we had more than one match on Champions League level for sure. But I could really experience, oh my God, it's totally a different level. They're really the best players in the world playing there. And you just need to get on the level. So that was a tough learning to lose like this actually. But of course also nice to learn from this and to step up and to become even better. And but that was really nice. Playing Champions League is so cool.
Something else, right?
Yes, it's really makes so much fun. Yes.
Yeah, because your first year when you get to Thuringen, you play directly the Super Cup and you win the Super Cup, and then you play a really good season where, like you said, you were tied in the first with Bittingheim, but you lose just by different goals. But before the end of the championship, you still play the Pokal, the final of the cup, where you scored the decising goal for the buzzer beater against Bittingheim with that Schlagwurf. And like how do you call it? Shot from the floor? Ground shot?
Yeah. Floor shot. Yes. Floor shot. Yeah.
No idea. Jesse,
I don't know.
How do you say it in English?
I don't know.
Because
we can say it in three different languages. You can say it in
Hungarian. Say in Hungarian, yes, yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, like also in Hungarian, yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask, how was that? Because it felt like such a successful season. Like you started with a win, the Super Cup, and then you won the Pokal against Bittingham, and then in the end, you have the same points as Bittingham, but you lose the championship because of those 7 goals. And that meant that next season, that was when I came to Tübingen, everyone was so excited about Champions League again. We're going to play Champions League. And then in the summer, we hear that Germany only has one place for Champions League because some other teams got in. So because of 7 goals, Tübingen didn't play Champions League that year. How did that feel for you?
Yeah, it was really disappointing, and I can also remember that everybody was just like in shock. We got the message, I think, in the chat, and everybody was like, "No, what can we do? No, no, is it real? Do we have a chance? Can we get a wild card?" Or I don't know. It was like really, yeah. First, it was really sad news, of course, but then I can remember that Herbert also said like, maybe then we have a chance to
Winning.
really fight for the title. And I don't know, was it EHF Cup? Now it's European League.
Yeah, it was the second
EHF Cup.
Yeah, Cup before.
So yeah, so then of course you have the motivation. Okay, it's nice, and maybe it's even better not to not go out in the first round in Champions League, but to really fight for the end of the European League. At the end, it didn't work out. But yeah, of course, it's also matches on a really high level, and also really nice because you play against international teams, against other players, against other ways of playing handball, other tactics and something like this. So I always really enjoyed the international matches. So that's really cool, I think.
Sure.
Yeah. What do you think? It was nice, or?
Yeah, for sure. But I was super excited to play even EHF Cup. It was my first time in EHF Cup because I played Challenge before and all of that. But I signed for Tübingen to play.
Yes.
Yeah, Champions League. It was like my dream. Oh my God. It doesn't matter what the contract is. It doesn't matter that I'm behind Emily Bölk, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to play. It doesn't matter, but I'm going to be in Champions League. And then in the summer, we get the message and like, okay, maybe I can have a little more time. Maybe we will see. And then, yeah, it was a crazy experience, but
I like this. Huh? Oh,
yeah, it was crazy. But it's different for you because you fought for the first year, you fought for that place and you were safe to get it. And then it's so crazy.
Yes. Yeah. But it's like this, huh? It's like this.
Handball life. You never know what to expect.
Yes. Actually, yes. No, but it's fine. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we come to the point again that Germany will get to tickets to Champions League. Because now we have two teams also in the European Final Four. So that's also a good sign.
That gives points. That puts the ranking higher. Yeah, for sure.
Yes. So
maybe.
Yeah. We will see.
We hope so. Then you move to Hungarian League, to FTC, and then you play again Champions League. So what's the challenge there? Because you came from Germany, you're at home. You're not at home, but you're at your country, and now you move to another country. You have to learn another language, and you have to play with another great players. So for you, what was your biggest challenge there?
Oh, I don't know where to start, because when
you can start by the language.
The first impact.
We always say that.
But, yeah, actually, the language was the point I almost didn't wanted to sign.
Really?
Because everything here is in Hungarian, and this language is so fucking hard. And I thought like, oh my God, but it's all about communication, what you want to play in defense, who steps up, who goes back, where is the line player, and so on. And also integration just goes about communication. And so that was the biggest point I was afraid of, or what was like on the minus side, on the contrast side of my table on my chart. So yeah, but all the rest things were just amazing. I mean, the city is beautiful, the life here is nice, the connection to Germany is perfect. We played Champions League, and almost like for sure, because Hungary normally always have like two tickets for the Champions League. We play in a good league, so there are different teams.
One of the best
I think
leagues.
it was. I don't think it's anymore. I think Romania really stepped up the last years.
Season, yeah, maybe. But this season, it's still probably, because I think Hungary still has very stability, or I would say competitiveness in the whole, right? Like you don't feel, well, of course you feel like two and then like another block and another block, but they are still very close. It's, I think in Romania you have like, but it's getting better. I think next season is going to get crazy. But Hungary is still like the first in the rankings, like, I guess, because of the.
Okay. So yeah, it's really not bad. And and also the circumstances here are really nice. And when you come from Germany, you also experience that. So it's not normal that you have your own locker room, that you have your own physiotherapist or masseur 24/7, just responsible for the team, always in trainings before and after and so on. That you have your own gym, you can go there 24/7. That you have a sauna in your dressing room. That you have your own arena, you can just go inside with your fingerprint and could have trainings at night. So it was, when I came here first time, I was in shock. I was totally in shock. So that's really cool. And also the stuff, you have an athletic coach, you have a goalkeeper coach, we have like 2-3 coaches in trainings every time. So we have a translator also. That was also a point where I thought like, okay, I will survive. And the video analysis and everything like this, it's just
professional,
one step more, yes, that when what I was used to. So it was really nice. And then of course also the quality of the players, the team itself. So every training, or I wanted more, I wanted to develop. So that was also what I was looking for, to really not fight in every training, but to have really tasks every training, and just to step up and come forward. And yes, and of course the biggest thing was to have probably the opportunity to play Champions League, because this is really, I think, the biggest experience you can gain, and you really learn from this so much. So a lot of things what came together that I decided to go here, and then I signed and COVID came. So the borders were closed at one point, and I wasn't sure, can I go across the border? Am I able? I couldn't, I didn't, I just saw the flat I'm now living in from videos and pictures, because it was planned that we are coming here to look what we want, if we like it or not, but it was just not possible. Then I planned to move with furniture, and I didn't know, can I go across with my furniture, just me? What will happen? So it was really strange, and always every day new news. And I was calling like every day with FTC and how we are going this, when I need to be there, can I have documents when I go by plane. And there were also no flights at one point, so it was really up and down. But I solved it. I could move, I could fly, I could also bring my furniture. So that was nice. But of course, a big challenge then when we started training was also like I would say in Germany it's like a bit more the hierarchy, what is it, hierarchy is more flat than here, for example. So the coach is saying something, yes. Here the coach is saying something, and normally you should just do it. And you really need to prove with your, how do you say, with your performance, yes, that you are able to say something, you know, or you need to have the right situation to say something. So it's just a bit different. Or the young players here, they always have to bring all the balls, all the stuff, what we need, tires or heavy balls or everything. They're responsible to bring everything before the training and after the training. So it's just a bit different, I would say.
More old
and
school.
Also about more old school, for sure, yes. And also about tactics. The coach is preparing a match plan and you are following it, you know? And you really, yeah, as I said, it's not in Germany, it's like, okay, what do you think? So how do you feel? Something like this. And so it was also kind of different to come here. And I think now also Gabor knows when I want to say something, then it's okay. But of course you need to find each other when you work together from new beginning. But yeah, that was really interesting. But for example, the fans here are crazy. That's really nice. Yeah, that's really nice. Or in general, how the people appreciate handball really as a job and not just like, okay, you are playing handball. Okay, nice hobby. And what are you really working?
What do you do during the day?
Yeah,
I hate that question. I hate it.
Yeah. So that's really nice. And also the media is really interested. There are TV matches and it's just really what I just know from Germany from football, for example. So that's really cool.
And the fans, Hungarian fans are crazy.
Yes. And that's really, I really enjoy playing here, I need to say. But in the first year, because of COVID and the borders were still closed, it was also, there were some tough periods where you really want to go home or just see other faces. You're missing your friends and nobody can come and you have no time to go because we play like, it feels like every day, but 2 times a week. And then we have training, of course. So, and it was also, of course, dangerous to go because you never know, okay, when I come back, maybe I'm infected. So then I'm gonna, it's also dangerous for my teammates, for the team. I'm out maybe for some weeks or something like this. But when we had like 2 days in a row off, Gabo was really nice. He always allowed us to fly home because just we could enter again in Hungary because we had a contract. And that was quite a tough time. So the whole year nobody could come. Just the last home match and the National League when we also won the title, my parents were allowed to come. So that was really cool. Yes. And also, you know, some match days before they started to open the arena again for some spectators and more and more and more. And on the last match day, it was almost full. And that was also, you know, when you play a whole year in front of nobody and then on the day you win the title, the arena is full. It's crazy.
How was that? Really... How was that against Győr? Against like, how is it to play? Because for me, Győr is one of those teams that it's like my dream, right? So how is it to play against Győr and to win against Győr?
Winning makes, of course, more fun. But yes, especially I think you can just really understand and feel it when you have been here in Hungary to play this kind of matches, because these matches, there are advertisements like months before. The arenas are sold out months before. So it's really the day of the year, I would say. in the handball bubble of Hungary. And it's so big. There's so much attention, and of course you play against one of the best teams in the world, against the best players in the world. So everybody is just freaking out, and it's just a big. I wouldn't say party, but it's really a nice match to play. Yes, it's really a big event, and of course when I came here, I did know about Győr and that it's almost impossible, like, to really beat them.
Yeah.
And to win the title then in the first year was just wow. It was really crazy.
It was crazy.
Yes, it was. Yes,
It was the
and
first
also
time in how many years?
Oh, I'm not sure. I think like 15, 16, like this. 2015, 16 was the last title, I think. So it was like 5, 6, 7 years, maybe. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they will always say, it was because
COVID.
They were not there, but no, that was because
bad luck. But then last season you won the Pokal, the cup, right?
Yes, it was like the first season in Thüringer AC, because we lost the first against Győr with 5, then we won with 5. So the goal difference was important, and we lost this. But then we also won the cup, so it was quite similar to my first year in Thüringer AC. Yes, yes.
So is it getting normal?
Yeah,
now
it's crazy. Yes,
playing at this level, is it getting normal or is it still crazy?
No, it's still really, really nice. Yes, it's really what you really are looking forward when you see it in the calendar. And yes, it's it's like Champions League match. Yes.
How do you prepare for a game like this, or Champions League game? What's your routine?
Actually, I don't have any routine. When I'm at home, like we have home match, I'm cleaning my flat, something like this.
Really?
Yes.
You're like the kind of person that cleans everything when you're stressed out. No.
Oh. I'm the person that messes everything up when I'm stressed.
No, you're the person that buys flowers.
I buy flowers or cook.
Also nice.
But how do you get nervous? What do you do when you get nervous? Like, how do you manage it?
It's really hard. Sometimes there's like no control. I won't say this, but it's like it's just there,
Yeah.
but that's actually a nice feeling, because there's tension, you're getting like excited. I think it's nice to have this feeling, and then it just try to focus, like not to be like too over it, to stress out, just enjoy it. It's always easier to say than to do it, but I think it's just when the match starts and you have the first good action or something like this, you're just in the flow. So it's okay. But yeah, the most important for me is, of course, the food, to have like 3-4 hours before the match to have my food, and the rest is just how I feel. But what I don't like so much,
I was asking if you eat the same thing or
no, also not. No. But of course I try that's not too much fat or something like this, so something what is easy for the stomach. So yes.
You were saying that's something you don't like?
For example, going out or something. So if I have match day, I wouldn't go out to have breakfast somewhere.
Really?
Or yes, I like then to be more here, doing stuff here, like cleaning or doing some things. And we also need to be in the arena 2 hours before the match starts, so we have a lot of time. And then we always go for a walk, for example. This we always do. And of course maybe I do my hair always the same way. So
when you feel nervous, like you said, when you have a good action, then you get in the flow. What happens if you start the game with a bad action? Or how do you have some when you feel like the game's not going your way, how do you deal with it? Keep
When I
going.
was younger, yeah, actually, yes. But when I was younger, like when I felt like, okay, my first 2, 3 shots were shit, I stopped shooting, for example. And now I don't know if it's better or not, but when you just continue and try to stay calm and just just try to use your chances when they are coming, you have the possibility to find back in the game.
Yeah.
And now also I know when like you have bad days where you just cannot score. But I know also I can help the team with nice defense or with nice assists to my teammates or just making a good 1-against-1 and start the attack. So it doesn't needs to be me who's scoring, but I can help the team in another way. And this is also what makes me happy. Of course, then I'm maybe not satisfied at 100% when I didn't score the goal or had like bad shots, but I tried to do what I could do on this day. So this is also important, I think, to really go on and try to do what you can.
Yeah.
Do you work with a nutritionist, personal trainer, or mental coach?
No, not especially, but I'm, for example, from the German Federation is an obligation that you do a medical check every year, for example. And there, for example, I had like I always have low iron values. So, for example, I always ask people who are into this topic, okay, what can I try else to bring it on the level that is appropriate for a handball player or for a professional athlete. So I'm really interested in this kind of things, but I'm not having just one person I'm trusting or working with. So I just try to find my way with some tips from everywhere. Like always, actually, finding my own thing. Yes.
And did you ever work with a mental coach or a psychologist or something like that?
I tried actually a few times, but it was never that I had the feeling that it clicks or that I really would love to talk more often to this person or have like a regularly task with them or I don't know. So I think if I just need to fuck myself up about something, I talk to my inner circle. How would I say it? So with for example, my mom or my closest friends or something like this. So this is something I do. But no, yes, cool. For now, no.
It's interesting that you're saying that because when you talked about staying calm and everything, that's something we learn from a mental coach. And now you're talking that you don't work with a mental coach or a psychologist or whatever. It's very, very interesting.
It's maybe that you, like you said, from your family, from your background, that all of your family have been through this, and you can just you've learned with experience and with time, so you don't need to have the extra. That's really cool.
Yeah. Maybe like this. Yes,
or it's
not
just
like that.
Personality. Yeah,
I don't know, and it's not like I don't want to try it or it's nothing for me or something. I just until now I didn't find the way for me in this topic. But I think
you don't have to.
Yeah. I think for many people it's really helpful. Maybe I also want to try it again because, of course, also on this level it's so hard to always be on 100% when you have so many matches and so much pressure. And I'm also a person who really I put pressure on myself, because I have also, I expect a lot of myself, of course. I would love to play every match on my 100%, but it's just not possible. But as you said, I'm trusting the process, how you can say. So you just learn, when you play your first national team match, you're going crazy. But when you continue playing this, then you get used to this level to to play in front of these many people or spectators and something like this. So I think it's not about that it's getting annoying or something, or that you get a routine, but you just learn how you deal with all this. Yes.
Cool. So what are your goals exactly for the future now?
What is now in the next years, of course, a really big topic, or actually the next year is Olympic. So we, with the national team, really focus on the World Championship, which is now coming in December, to make a great placement, hopefully, so we could qualify for the qualification tournament for the European Games. That would be, of course, Olympic Games, sorry. That would be the biggest dream for all of us. And then 1 year later, there's in 2025, the home World Championship on German and Netherlands court. So that would be also cool to have there, of course, a nice performance on home court. And with FTC, for now, this season, there are now coming the most important weeks with the now Cup Final Four, actually, this weekend. And then the quarterfinals against Metz. So if we could reach the Final Four in Budapest and Champions League, that would be just, I think the whole city would freak out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be, of course, a really big dream. And this is what I have in mind for now. Yes.
It's good. Sounds like some good goals.
Yes.
Nice plan. Yes.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, it's easy. You were talking, and I was like, check. Doing your checklist.
Agree. Yes.
So, in your career, do you regret something?
No.
Nothing you would change?
No, I think it was how I always say in German, alles kommt wie soll. So everything not happens for a reason, what everything will come as it should, something like this, maybe. So I think it was nice. I always listen to myself, to my feelings, to, what my feelings say I should do next. And for now, it worked out quite well. So I will continue with it. And I'm also open for the future, what will happen. But for now, I think it worked quite well.
For sure.
Yes.
I want to make another question. When you're walking by the streets, the fans come to see you, or it's like something normal?
Are you famous?
I was in shock when we came here, because Budapest is the capital of Hungary. It's like one of the European biggest cities. I don't know, but of course. I came from Buxtehude with 40,000 inhabitants, with handball as the main attraction, I would say, in the city, so that people recognize you in the streets. You could say, okay, I also went to school with with the neighbor or something. So you know each other, But in Erfurt, nobody cared about us, I would say, or nobody recognized us in the streets. And here, so I thought, okay, Budapest now 2 million, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody recognized me, but it's different. Yes. It's really, but really nice. Nothing like annoying or something, really nice people. But it's like when I'm jogging outside, running in the park or something, and then it's like "Hoira Fradi" or something is screaming just behind me, or I also had taxi drivers bring me to the airport or something, and then putting out or giving me my bag, really nice, and then have a good flight and "Hoira Fradi" or good luck for the next matches, also in restaurants or something. So I'm really surprised that the people are interested so much in handball and also recognize you on the streets. Yet. So that's interesting. Yes.
That's crazy. In
Yeah.
such a big city, that's really crazy.
But I think it's also because it's so much on TV,
Yeah.
you know, so it's really, and it's also not that they show it on minute one and finish directly after the match has ended. So they also have interviews in front and expert speeches and some and analysis and in the
Like
halftime and
football.
something like this. So it's yes,
Crazy.
it's really like what I just know about football, but they have it here. They have extra TV shows about handball players and something like this. So it's just different, you know, how they appreciate it here. So that's really cool. Yeah.
So nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you want to tell us a funny, crazy story that happened to you in this handball life?
Oh, funny, crazy story. Um, I can remember, for example, when I was in my first year in Buxtehude in senior leagues on the Bundesliga, we played the Final Four in Hamburg, so on home court, and we won the title. And of course, it was really big for Buxtehude. And then everybody was celebrating and, you know, like spraying with champagne and something like this. And I was dancing on the field. The arena was full. Everybody's watching on the field, celebrating, and just slipped and falling on my back. And I was like, oh my God, that didn't happen. Everybody was like crying on the field and laughing their asses off. So that was really like, you could say embarrassing, but for me, it was just fucking funny.
Everyone thinking, oh,
and
I'm
of
so
course,
happy we already played. She's not injured. It's fine. It's fine.
yeah, that would be also nice. Yes. So that was one thing I just had in my mind. Yeah, I think a lot of funny things happens every day when you are
Yeah.
together with a handball team. But yeah, I don't know
good.
now.
That was funny. I would love to watch it. I bet there's videos for sure everywhere. If you Google, there must be a YouTube like Emily Bölk falling on the.
Yeah.
TV.
Now I just a teammate of me just sent me a video. It was a few years ago. We played with the national team, and it was a television match. And she sent me a video. Someone filmed it. I was crossing away with my pivot, and it was like kicking her foot, so she was falling down in running back, you know. And I was just like hopping over her. Yeah, like, huh? It was me, but it's so funny because also then you can see our bench, how everybody is laughing and stuff like this. So, oh my God, yes.
It's
So
fun to play
that's
handball.
also a nice video, yes.
Yeah.
Something, yeah.
So,
funny, yes.
I think we covered most of your career, and we've learned a lot more about you. And I'm really happy about this talk to see how you look at life and how you look at handball and how you deal with your progress, your success, and also your hard moments, that you trust yourself so much. I think that's really something that it's hard to find. And it's really cool that you're an example that it works. And if you trust yourself, if you trust your process, like you're saying, then everything will just fall in place, and you will find your place also. So it was really nice. I really enjoyed it. I bet everyone will enjoy it as well. And thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was really nice also seeing you again.
Yeah.
And yes, wish you good luck also with the project for the next episodes and guests. It was nice. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you.
Dankeschön.
Dankeschön.
Danke.
Sehr gut, Jessica.
It's okay. It's okay.
So
impressive.
Very good job. I have to go and lunch.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care of you.
Thank you.
And see you.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.